Welcome to Storytime at the Roo Bus, a weekly podcast about the South Star Music Festival. I'm your host, Sharla.
And I'm Daniel. And yeah, thanks for the intro, Sharla. I think everybody already knew what we were going to be talking about because you've probably already listened to the What podcast by now and heard me and Sharla and many of our friends talk about what happened this past weekend, right?
So our plan was to have a ton of clips for you guys to listen to this week.
Well, just like South Star, it got ruined by the rain.
We were going to put in our clips and we started listening to them this evening and they got waterlogged.
Yeah, they did. I think some water got into the little portable microphones that we had, but we still have a little bit. We're going to get to that here in just a moment. We're not really going to dig too deep into it because you already know what happened. You probably already listened to us and our friends on the What podcast. But Charlotte, just as kind of an appendix to that episode, has anything else rattled in your head the past day or so since we recorded that with Taco and Barry?
Oh, everything is rattled in my mind.
Oh,
all
yeah?
the time, constantly. Oh, my goodness.
No, that's just ADD. I'm just messing with you. I love you, babe. I'm trolling you.
Just having friends fly and drive from literally around the country and stay at my house for the weekend. Just, my heart is so full right now. I cannot even explain it. And I know I had to pause a little bit to say that, but just my heart is just so full and words cannot even put, like I can't even put it into words how I feel.
So for many of you that are listening that were at our house, and for many of you that are good friends that weren't, Charlotte was living her best life this past weekend. She got to show all of our friends our hometown and also our house. So we just kind of crashed here once we realized that South Star wasn't happening for the second half. I feel like we had plans, but all of us were just like, let's stay here.
Yeah, I couldn't even talk much this weekend because I was just so overwhelmed with what is my life right now? What is this life? Is this real?
You know, I joked with everybody that was here that it kind of felt like Christmas Day in a weird way, or Boxing Day, or one of those days between Christmas and New Year's where you have all of your family over, you have way too much food and alcohol, and you're just kind of chilling together, playing card games, watching movies and stuff. Like, that was one of the best days of the year. Like, us just digging into all the leftover food and cooking together, watching the replay of Saturday Night Live, playing some games with Eric. Like, that was like the best.
I think we were all disappointed when we heard the news, but nobody was tore up about it, to say the least. I mean,
I'm a little bummed.
Yeah,
I'm a little bummed I didn't get to see like the Goo Goo Dolls and Blink.
Yeah, we were bummed, but nobody was like.
I got over it pretty quick because we had all of our buddies over.
Yeah, we got over it because we were all together and just, having a party here at the house.
Yeah, that reminded me a lot of like the days before you go into Senru, or like the hour or two when everybody gets back before you go to bed, where everybody's just hanging out. But it was all day at our own house. So we were just beyond spoiled. So we did talk about this a little bit on the What podcast, but I just wanted to see if you had any other thoughts. Like, how did South Star go? Do you think the city and C3 should continue it? Stuff like that. How do you feel a couple of days removed after recording the What podcast?
I think personally that it went absolutely fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of or anything to be bummed about. I think they pulled off half of a festival, and it's kind of like a big proof of concept that it absolutely should continue.
Absolutely 10-10.
Yeah, just can we rebook the Goo Goo Dolls? I really want to see them. Or at least get them as the throwback act for Roo 25. I was really wanting to see the Goo Goo Dolls. I can't stress that enough.
I really wanted to see Blink 182, but I've seen them before, so.
Well, we saw them like more than 10 years ago when they were on the verge of breaking up, and they kind of weren't playing at their best. So I do want to see them now that they're really churning along, Maybe Roo 25? I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into speculation on that because that's future episodes.
Can I just say?
You can.
I had a fit for Sunday.
Well, that got spread all over Instagram. I think everybody saw your nurse outfit.
You didn't have to spoil it for the podcast, though.
Yeah, everybody's seen it.
They went and looked.
Oh. Well, I think we wanted the band to see it too, right? I had this big plan.
I wanted anybody to see it.
Oh, I know.
I had a fit.
I was planning on putting you up on my shoulders when we were pretty close to the stage, and I was hoping those three guys were going to see you and freak out.
I saw some other girl that wore it.
Really?
Yeah.
At South Star or somewhere else?
No, at somewhere else.
Oh, I'm sure it's been done.
It was that girl from Huntsville.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that album is almost 25 years old now. I don't want to age us, but I'm sure it's been done. Well, I thought you looked fantastic in it, and we kind of recreated the music video out here on the back porch for that photo that's floating around. Yeah. That was fit. I demanded that the other two guys take off their shirt so we could do that. Instead of taking off your pants and jacket, we were like, take off your shirt so we could recreate that one music video. But yeah, it was a bummer, but you know what? We already talked about it on the what. Everything went fantastic for us. Those of you that came to Huntsville, I hope that you got to see a good sampling of the Rocket City. We are really growing. We have a lot to do. One thing that we didn't talk about on the what is I got to take Evan to this place I had been dreaming of taking him to for like the better part of 6 months now. We got him over to St. Stephen's, this little bar and music hall. It has room for maybe like 50 people. It's not that big of a place. Every room in Campus 805 where this is at used to be a classroom. So think of the bar and the venue being about that size. But this place is just full of dead memorabilia. And Evan kind of saw his future because the guy that runs the place is also named Evan. Mm-hmm. And there was like a 3-piece band in there playing, and we demanded that they play a Dead song, and they played Friend of the Devil. That was one of the highlights of the year for me. Just sitting there with a bunch of my Roo friends hearing a Dead song in like a Dead themed bar where Evan saw future Evan.
That was crazy.
That was a good time.
That was wild.
Yeah. We got to try Brooklyn Sneeder beer. We all went over there. Oh, can we talk about stories while we're at it? This is, in theory, a storytelling podcast, right?
It is a storytelling podcast. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So we all left before Gwen got done on Sunday night. And we were going to beat the crowd because we had plans. We wanted to show our friends Campus 805, which you should totally go see if you come in town. We've talked about that before. And we couldn't get up with Brooklyn. Her phone went dead or something. And everyone assumed that she was with another group. Mitchell was there with King of Pops, and we knew that they were hanging out. So I was like, well, Mitchell can hook her up. He'll get a ride. But nobody heard from her. And we're all kind of freaking out. And we're going up the road. And Evan saw Brooklyn, but was like, oh, wait, was that her? And we kept going because we were sure, oh, there's no way. But then we realized it was. So she had to climb on top of 3 people in the back of my car. And we rode the 3 more miles over to Campus 805.
Wow. Great story, Daniel.
Great story, bro.
I think
what?
I might be better at telling stories than
Oh, yeah? You got a story? Why don't you tell a story of something that happened this weekend?
Well, Saturday night,
Yeah.
everybody wanted to go home. Everybody's like, oh, we're just going back to Sharla and Daniel.
Well, at that time, we thought we were going to have to get up early and go back to the festival to run the totem booth.
This is true.
Yeah.
No. Me, I'm like, I'm going to stay out a little bit longer. So we close down straight to L because they close real early. And then we go to Lone Goose, which is another bar. That's like a bar at Campus 805.
Yeah.
So we go in there.
It is a cool place.
And I'm like, let me step out for a second, gain my composure. So I go upstairs to where Brad's office is.
Now back up. Yeah, he is the accountant for Totem, and he has his own tax business upstairs at Campus 805.
Tax guy.
Yeah, also another Huntsvillian.
And he's
obviously.
got his office is at Campus 805.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me just step out, get my composure, and so I go upstairs, and I'm having a moment. And
you had a lot of moments.
And so by the time I get back, and I text Brooklyn, and I still can't find her. I guess she got lost again there.
I didn't hear about this.
And I go back downstairs, and I'm locked out.
Really?
I guess they closed the damn doors. Locking folks out. I don't know. And
yeah, Lone Goose closes at 2 a.m.
Well, this wasn't 2. It couldn't have been. Anyways, and I'm beating on the doors. I'm texting everybody else that's in there. It's like three or four of us are in there. Taco's in there. Charmel is in there. JB. Nobody. Finally, it's like 30 minutes go by. And I just go upstairs and I'm just crying because I think I'm going to be lost forever.
Yeah?
No, and finally, Charmel answers. And JB has to come like fiddle with the door for 5 minutes and he can't get it open. Then, yeah, I got locked out of Lone Goose, long story. Anyways, we go back in there. We closed that bar down.
Taco was very proud of this, by the way.
Yeah, well, Taco went home. Me, Charmel, JB, Mitchell, and Cocaine Jesus.
Caleb here in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Cocaine Jesus on the Reddit, yeah.
We decide we're going to go to Voodoo.
Yeah.
So we go to Voodoo.
Voodoo Lounge in the Courthouse Square.
Yeah. Because I'm like, it's my town. I got to take y'all out. I got to do you proper. So there used to be no dollars up in Voodoo Lounge at all. It wasn't one of those dollar places where people put dollars on the wall. It was nothing like that until J.B. Shank comes to Huntsville one time. Now it's one of those dollar places where people put dollars on the wall.
What did we write on his dollar? I forget.
He wrote "Eat Cheese and Sin."
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He puts $1 on the ceiling. Now everybody does it.
How many were there, do you
started
think?
that. Oh, I know they're all over the ceiling now. They're like all over the ceiling.
So he started a new Huntsville tradition.
He started that.
Good job, JB. We're proud of you.
J.B. Shank started that whole thing at Voodoo Lounge.
What a trendsetter.
Yes.
I love him.
Yes. So we closed down Voodoo. And so we go to take Cocaine Jesus home. Oh, no, first we go upstairs because, it's in a basement.
Yeah.
So long story short, we go upstairs and there's they got one chair in front of Voodoo Lounge. They got one little chair sitting there at the door.
I've seen it.
Yeah, there's a naked guy sitting up there. He was singing a song.
What song?
I went down into the Alabama woods to find a man like you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This sounds like some church boners kind of stuff, man.
No.
No.
Anyways, so we go to take Cocaine Jesus home. And we're like, okay, cool. He lives on the way home. So we go all the way, almost to the house, right? We drop off Cocaine Jesus. And then we're like, oh, hell, we forgot to take Mitchell home. And Mitchell's like, oh, it's just on Montesano. No, it wasn't. He lied. It's all the way on Green Mountain, which is like an hour away.
Now, let me intervene here because at this point back home, I cannot get to sleep. This is like 3 a.m, and I start getting these Snapchats of Mitchell walking into the abyss.
Was getting them. We got a whole Roo Bus group on Snapchat.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting a Snapchat of JB driving up a mountain. When I say it's a mountain, this is like, I felt like, somewhere else. And like, I've been to somewhere else. This was somewhere else. So JB's driving up this misty mountain. It was like the misty mountains of like in the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I love your references tonight.
Like
okay,
the misty mountains,
Yeah.
And so it's bad. And so it's like an hour away. We get there, long story short. Mitchell gets out of the car and has to like walk around for the damn driveway.
So this is the Snapchat I saw.
Deers, yes.
It looked like a horror movie. It was
crazy.
Mitchell in his flip-flops walking into the abyss.
Yes.
In this like foggy mountain. I'm like, are y'all about to be murdered?
Anyways, we finally got home about 4 a.m. Thanks to JB. Special shout out
to JB.
Yeah.
To Jables.
You should probably delete this whole part.
Oh no, it's staying. It is absolutely staying.
You delete this whole thing.
This is 100% staying.
Delete the the whole podcast.
No, it's staying.
Delete Roo Bus from the internet.
No. Your story was significantly better than mine. Us like having to pick up Brooklyn is nothing compared to what you dealt with that night. I'm very proud of you.
I got another story, but I can't tell it.
Oh, ask Sharla in person, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's just a way of saying we had a lot of fun anyways, even though we lost half the festival. She's doubling over laughing over here.
I got a better one, but I can't tell it.
There was a lot of little memes and inside jokes that popped up this past weekend. Another one is you're probably going to see this trend of people putting on their glasses and sunglasses upside down because I forget exactly what happened, but like we had the TV on here and there was an owl on the TV and she's like, can I do my Shayna impression? Like, oh my God, you guys, it's the festival. He's here. She's always screaming and I love that for her. And she's like, oh, take my picture. And she puts on her glasses upside down and holds her pigtails up like she's the owl. Now everybody is sending these pictures of their glasses upside down. And that's why, because she was so ridiculous. And we love her for it.
Shayna did that. And I was like, last night I was like, this is the thing now, right?
This is the thing. Yeah.
No, that really is the thing. You got to take your glasses upside down.
Upside down. That's a new trend, yes. That's like something that Stefan would say is a thing on a Saturday Night Live skit. Okay, we got to get back on track. So that is a good segue into talking about Totem because we have to really brag on our crew that came down. And this is a big reason that they came down to South Star because we had a Totem tent, an actual official tent at South Star this past weekend along with the other nonprofits. So big thank you to our board. You all know who you are. We all got shirts. We had a table for pretty much most of the festival that day. We had a lot of people stop by to learn about what we're up to make their little miniature totems on a keychain. Charlotte's laughing again. What's going on here?
I'm just so happy. And so, I mean, it's a cliche term, but I am blessed beyond measure right now.
Too blessed to be stressed.
Too blessed to be stressed. No, just, y'all don't know how bullied that I was in school, and just to have this many friends just literally come to my house and just help with the tiny little booth that we had. Just, it was just amazing. But knowing that nonprofit that we do is going to help other people.
Yeah, it means a lot more to us now that we have gone through the first year and we see how we have helped out 3 scholarship recipients and a lot of mentees and stuff. And we got plans to make that happen even bigger this coming year. We had a board meeting in our living room, and we already have plans. We'll talk more about that as things become official, but look out very soon. I think we are going to have some big events January, February coming up. So if you're in the Nashville or NYC area, stay tuned. Heck, if you're in the Atlanta area, I think we might have something going on over there before too long. Charlotte, before we jump into these clips that we salvaged from South Star, do we want to thank all of our Patreons that are helping us out with Totem?
Duh.
I think we got 1 or 2 new ones this week.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, let's go through the list.
Okay. Casey, a.k.a. Mrs. Bonnaroo.
Now, wait a minute. Before we go too far, I got to say, Mrs. Bonnaroo is up in Manchester. We've talked to her on the show.
MRS.
Yeah,
Bonnaroo.
MRS. This is Miss Bonnaroo.
MISS Bonnaroo.
Yeah, Casey, thank you. That's Miss Rebecca is Mrs. Bonnaroo.
No, this is MISS Bonnaroo.
Yeah, so you can have Mrs. America and Miss America.
And then you can also have MS America.
What about PhD America?
Excuse me. There is a lot of different pageant competitions. I know.
Oh, yes,
from experience.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about that later. Right now, let's go through this list.
Casey, a.k.a. Mrs. Bonnaroo.
Miss
Bonnaroo.
Yes.
I can never pronounce the difference.
Keep going.
Christy, Charmel, Lucky Charms.
Yes.
Jums, Sarah, David and Aurora, String Bean, Taylor, Zach and Jeremy, Amber, Andrea.
Hey, I'm going to see Andrea next week.
Ooh. Jables. Gylenol. Austin, James, Ryan, Chris, and Shy.
Hey, shout out to Dan. I'll see him next week too.
Dan?
He stayed in our guest room.
Oh yeah, Dan and Amy. They were here this weekend. Ernst, Harris, Keith, Casey, Amanda, Aaron, Nick.
Go Detroit, Nick.
Maddie, McFerg, Bruce, Kent, Randy, Eric, and Ben.
Now, Eric brought over some games this weekend. Shout out to Eric.
Yes, that was so much fun. Evan, Jay, Chloe, and Sean.
I love knowing that so many of these names in here are like people that we hang out with all the time.
Kent and Emily were here this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Met their kid.
Yes.
They came over Friday night. Oh, God. We had probably 40 people in our house.
It was so much fun.
And we have a small suburban house. It's just a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom kind of situation. I have never had that many people in our house at one time ever. I couldn't get around. I was having to do the, going to squeeze right through here just to get to like things that normally is just like 2 steps away. It was ridiculous.
Kent and Emily were supposed to work the booth on Sunday, but...
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We'll take you up on that some other time.
Something else, guys. If you ordered a shirt, they will be going out this week, so...
Hey, heck yeah.
I picked them up on Friday, so I'll ship them out this week.
And I have to brag on Green Pea Press here in Huntsville, a small business. They did a fantastic job.
They're awesome, yeah.
Yeah, these are top tier shirts. They're actually like super comfy. The totem print on them is really nice. It's not going to wear out.
Yeah, they're like the good, comfortable kind.
Yeah, like right now I'm wearing like a Target shirt and the print is all like jacked up. But the one on the totem shirt, like that's going to last. So if you get that, wear it to Roo for us one day. But thanks again to all of our Patreons. You guys are really funding a lot for what we're doing with Totem. Every cent that we bring in through the Patreon goes to Totem, and it's doing a lot. We've got a good purse right now where we're going to be able to fund our scholarships next year, and we're starting to put savings away for the international program. I think it is safe to say that we're around halfway there for our goal for what we need for the international program. We are going to be, kind of courting big check donors at our upcoming events. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be totally transparent about that. If we can make that happen, if people who want to make a difference are happy to give that kind of money out, we're hoping to make the international program happen 2 years from now. We're going to start having those conversations with some Haitian NGOs before too long. So be on the lookout for that. So for right now, I think we're going to transition over to a couple of clips that we were able to salvage from South Star. We had more, but the audio quality just got waterlogged. You can tell that some water got in the mic and it didn't work. You can hear it. Actually, I got an idea. Why don't we take the ones that are kind of not that great to put on the podcast and put on the Patreon page?
Ooh,
where if you want to listen to the
That'd be
ones
cool,
that
yeah.
are waterlogged, that aren't that great quality, you can go listen to it there. The ones that we can salvage and the audio does work, you're about to hear right now. So we'll see you on the other side. All right, everyone. We're here at the Totem booth at South Star. I'm here with the one and only
Lord Taco.
Say your name. Also here with
JB.
And also I'm here with
Papaw Josh.
Papa Josh. We are over here at the Totem tent, and there's some fireworks going off for Shinedown?
Yeah.
Right now?
Shinedown.
Yeah. I met them earlier. They came to see the NASA booth. Taco, what have you thought of South Star? How's it been going? What's been your experience?
Well, it's been muddy. It's been muddy, rainy, and cold.
But are you having a good time despite that?
Hell yeah, Tom Morello was awesome.
How'd you
TLC
like that
was so
show?
good. Tom Morello was really good.
What did you think of that show? I was kind of expecting like a lot of Rage songs, but he kind of played like a melody of the cool guitar parts.
Yeah, you got kind of like a medley. He didn't play like each individual one, but it was great. Everything he played was great.
I had not heard a lot of his solo stuff. I actually like that a lot.
Yeah, me too.
What's been your other favorites today?
Who else did I see? Well, TLC, we just got done watching them. They were really
That
good.
was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Ludacris was fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you back that ass up at Juvenile?
I didn't go to Juvenile.
I didn't either.
Yeah. Took a little break. Gin Blossoms, that was another highlight.
That was fantastic. We partied like it was 1995 up there, man.
Yep.
What is Gin Blossoms kind of like one of those throwback acts that kind of like takes you back to the 90s?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
That's kind of what they're going for with this.
Yeah.
That's been the most nostalgic for me personally.
That's all these bands, yeah.
Yeah, TLC, they played that Unpretty song. I literally don't think I have heard since I was 15 years old in 1999.
Yeah, I was standing next to Sharla and she was like, "Oh, I have a single of this on CD."
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that in her bedroom when we were like 17 years old.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's bring JB in. What's been your favorites today?
Oh man, I gotta say Luda and TLC.
You really were moving it, bitch, at Luda. I saw that.
Not as much. No, I'm not as much as like Megan, but
Roo, back in June,
yeah. Luda was a fantastic time. I loved TLC. TLC was just
That was amazing. With the dancers and the DJ and the band.
Yeah, they really need to be at Roo.
I agree. Joshua,
Yes.
Daddy, what's been your favorites today?
Man, I had a blast at Gin Blossoms. They played
Yeah,
all that
right?
hits. It took me back to my childhood in the 90s. So that was awesome. And then Luda, I threw it back so hard. I mean, I knew every word to every song. It was such a blast. And
Turned Huntsville into Atlanta for an hour,
good
baby.
golly, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Man, this has been so much fun. I'm up to my knees in mud, but
My man,
I'm having a
this is
great
audio only, but
time.
you're out here wearing sandals.
Yeah.
You are such a domesticated look.
I am. I'm going full Dave Matthews out here
Dave
and
Matthews.
just having a great time. This has been awesome.
We're going to bring it around. Thank you, Joshua. Brooklyn.
My boss just walked by. The
Her boss
owner
walked
straight
by.
out was like, "Oh wow, this is Totem, the nonprofit." I was
Totem?
like, "Yes," and he's like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna come check it out tomorrow morning."
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
So, hey, Brooklyn, you're on the podcast.
Hi,
What's
how-
been your favorites today?
Tom Morello.
Tom Morello.
TLC was
was phenomenal.
My fucking god. I'm not gonna say any words, but like Tom and then TLC, the way they like. It's also the fact that we're in Huntsville, we're in our hometown, so it's like
amazing.
Oh my god, what is this? Big Spring Jam? No, it's even fucking better. It has,
Big Spring Jam.
It
Wow.
has since it's Live Nation, it definitely has a lot of Bonnaroo.
There's a lot of compliment
vibes.
base here, yeah.
And like you can tell, like a lot of people are from out of town. A lot of people are not from Huntsville, so they're just like, "What the hell?" And then it's really fun because you can tell, like when you're coming in, you can tell the difference between people who have definitely done music festivals than people who have never done a music festival in their life.
I kind of feel like the
crazy.
crowd has slowly learned over the day, though, because when me and you just opened up the pit for no scrub.
Oh, we had a good old time, but
like
like
a lot of people were
honestly,
getting
still
into
the
it.
majority is still just gonna stand there and be like, huh?
Oh. No, I think Huntsville's getting it. Huntsville's getting it. We've kind of
We're
grown.
trying to at least.
We've
And
grown the
I-
community with you, Ryan. We're getting there. This is
We're
a big
getting there.
step.
We're getting there. It's a little push.
Russell, you're back.
Hey, I'm a little worried after listening to TLC.
Why's that?
Am I a scrub?
A little
They
bit.
allowed you to be there.
You're a scrub that is allowed, and we
I'm
love
allowed.
that for
Oh,
you.
okay. Thank you. All right.
Have you
I'm
hung
a
out?
little
Of
scrubbish.
I don't think you hang out of the passenger side because you drive the bus. So there's no way you can hang out the passenger side.
That's right.
Did
No,
you-
I have plenty of cars.
Who's your best friend? Did you hang out the side of their
Yeah,
ride?
right. Charlie told me that the first time she met you, you were hanging out the passenger side of your best friend's ride. Maybe,
What?
Maybe you're a scrub.
Oh man, I should not have been at that show then if that's the case. I was not allowed. Let's bring it to Charlotte. I haven't even got her on. Jane, what's been your favorites today?
Oh, TLC, most
TLC?
definitely.
Tell everybody the
Because-
story. You were telling Russell about that earlier.
Oh, so in high school, I had the Unpretty CD
Just a single.
single. The Unpretty single, and that was my jam in high school.
That
Oh
song
my God.
slaps, man. I hadn't heard
it
that in
is
20
such
years.
a good song because I got bullied a lot in high school, and that's the way I felt in high school because no one would look at me, no one would talk to me, like just such a vibe for me. And I still feel like that today, honestly.
Oh man.
Like it's
So
such
that was
a
an
vibe.
anthem, right?
It's an anthem. It's an anthem.
Well, that's what Corey said when he
Exactly.
talked to Russ, and then he said this was
Exactly.
about anthems, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bingo,
was on
bingo.
the What podcast?
Oh,
Yeah,
he's been
he-
on our show too. Shut
Well,
up.
no, he wasn't on our show because somebody didn't ask.
I did ask. They're going to be on soon. They're going to be on
no,
y'all's show
you
and
didn't
our
say,
show.
You didn't say specifically, can you come on and talk about South Star? You said, can you come on and talk about Bonnaroo?
I'm not a professional producer like Taco is over here. He's got a professional operation, and we're just a fly-by-night DIY thing, man.
La la.
Hey, so we're seeing Barry tomorrow, right?
We better see Barry tomorrow.
We better.
He
Hopefully,
show
because
up.
I got his shirt.
Oh yeah, we have a
Happy
totem
shirt,
shirt
yeah.
for
Okay,
him.
nice.
We were talking earlier. It's going to be so funny if they've been hyping it up on y'all's podcast and they don't even show up, and you thought you were going to be here.
I wasn't even supposed to be here.
Well, here's the
You're like in Clerks. I
I'm
wasn't
in Clerks.
supposed
I
to be here.
wasn't supposed to be here today. Yeah.
Barry, every time we have a totem board call, he says that we don't know nobody.
We're gonna blow up and act like we don't know nobody. No. We love Barry. All right, y'all got any last words before we get out of here for this little live segment? No. Russell,
Happy Roo.
happy Huntsville.
Happy Star.
Happy
That's what we've been
Huntsville
trying to-
Roo?
JB's
Happy Star?
JB's been making Happy Star.
We're gonna
Happy
make
Star.
It, happy Star.
All right.
I like that. We're gonna make it happen. Happy Star.
So thanks everyone for hanging out with us. So Daniel, I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
So what was your favorite set that you saw at South Star? Or favorite song or favorite moment or something?
Oh boy. Well, my answer the other day was TLC when we recorded the What podcast because I did not expect that big of a production. I thought it was just going to be the two ladies and a DJ. No, it was way more than that. It was a full band, dancers, everything. It was awesome. I had a really good time with that. That was a really great throwback, and I know it was for you too. Other than that, Tom Morello was freaking amazing. We started a miniature mosh pit in the mud for that. I also want to say that Luda was a hell of a party. That was amazing. We had a big group of us over there in front of Mitchell's King of Pop stand and had a big throwdown. It just goes to show that half that we did get was amazing. And I am a little bummed that we didn't get all of the great acts that we would have had on the second day because it was going so well. What about you, Charlotte? What was your favorites?
My favorite was by far TLC.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the songs they played was just, oh my goodness, it just took me back. I mean, it was, I mentioned it the other day, but I had that Unpretty single on CD and just, oh my goodness, just took my heart back for sure. And, you know, they played at the Sand Mountain Amphitheater either last year or the year before. And I kind of regret now not getting tickets for that. And they've been playing around in different spots pretty frequently. I think they played Birmingham this summer.
Yeah,
or somewhere.
respect to them, man.
Yeah, and I mean, they've been at it. And like you said, it was just such a big production. I mean, they really brought it. Absolutely. Like, it wasn't just two girls up there singing. I mean, they absolutely brought it. And shout out to their dancers up there. I mean, they were just
Hell
really
yeah.
living it. And secondly, Gin Blossoms.
Oh yeah, I was just about to
Gin
say something.
Blossoms.
That was the first act that I saw that day. Man, we were partying like it was 1995 up
Right.
there. They're such a good throwback to when literally I was a kid. I was talking with somebody that was with me at that show. I said that the Gin Blossoms were one of those first bands that I listened to that I got into on my own.
Right.
It wasn't just like radio country that my dad was playing back in the 90s. That was like a band I found on my own that I was like, hey, I kind of like this.
Same. I would say the same thing.
It was like them and Third Eye Blind and some other stuff like
it was
that.
like when you first started branching away from listening to the country stuff that your parents, grandparents listened
Yeah,
to,
exactly.
and listening to like CYP or whatever.
I
on
do
your own.
miss that kind of like, jangly, poppy, alt rock that we had in the 90s. I felt like it was about to come back with bands like Camp and stuff like that, but it just didn't really find a footing.
Yeah, it never.
I still can't wait for the day that kind of sound comes back in vogue, man.
And Gin Blossoms played here in Huntsville. It was back in, I can't name the exact year. I want
It
to
was
say
Big Spring Jam.
no. Well, I was going to say like 2013, 14, 15.
Was it?
Because they played at the Whistle Stop
Oh,
Barbecue.
you're right. That's right.
Because it was same year that the band that you managed to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the day after.
It was the day after, yeah.
Because my band opened for Journey that night, and the Gin Blossoms played the next day.
Yeah.
And I was kind of bummed about that I didn't get to meet
Yeah,
them.
because I wanted
Yeah,
to
I
see
did
Gin
want to see
Blossoms,
them. Yeah. But yeah, shout out to the Gin Blossoms. They're still great, man. I love that they are sticking around. And yeah, again, I'll never have the kind of sway in the music industry that others do, but I really want that kind of sound to come back,
Every
man.
band that I saw absolutely brought it.
Yeah.
There was nobody up there that was just dialing it in.
Oh, something else too. I don't think that he'll care if I say this on the podcast. I was texting back and forth with Corey Smith from Bonnaroo. He does all their marketing and everything. He said of all the events that he's been at, like his events this past year, those two stages had the best sound of any of those events. And he would know, I did hear from some people as far away as 5 Points, locals will know where that is, that they could hear every song very clearly that was on the main stage.
There was a lot of comments going around on the local Facebook pages on the what's happening in Huntsville and stuff like that going, what is this sound?
Like, why can I hear Gwen
Why
Stefani?
can I hear Gwen Stefani on my porch?
No, that was kind of awesome, actually. But, man, I want to reiterate what I said on the What podcast. I don't think anybody should come away and not see South Star as a success. It sucks that we didn't get half of it, but the half we did get, even though it was muddy, man, that was a hell of a time. And I trust that we'll get it back.
It was one of the greatest times of my life.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, honestly, this summer has been the greatest summer of my life.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I want this show to be about like our friends and like all this communal stuff, but yeah, you're right. We did have a hell of a time.
Truly has been the greatest summer of my entire life. I'm not making that up.
We got Bonnaroo, we got Thailand, we got Burning Man, we got South Star.
It started in March, and summer for me started in March and ended the end of September.
Yeah,
And that's all I really have to
this
say.
has been a good one.
Oh, God.
I love you, babe. I'm so glad you had a good time. Well, and we got to give a shout out. One reason we had such a great summer was y'all. Like literally.
Yeah, it was because of my friends.
Yeah,
obviously.
Literally, you guys listening to this, like whether we had you
It
at
was-
our house
yeah.
this weekend or we hung out with you at Roo or whatever it may have been, man, like that's the big why. Like all these things are just parties. We're just happy to see y'all at them. You know? Oh, you okay? It's okay, babe. It means a lot to her. It means a lot to her. Sharla is literally Lisa Simpson with the swimming pool. Some of you will get that reference.
An even cooler kid.
With
We'll buy an even better bus.
Yeah. All right. I think.
I mean, an even wimpier kid. We'll buy an even cooler bus.
Oh yeah, we had that conversation. What's your favorite episode of The Simpsons?
Oh, yeah.
Clearly, that's yours.
Bard
Mine
of
is
Darkness.
Mine is
Bard
the,
of
the
Darkness.
lemon tree. The lemon tree.
If you want to tell me your favorite episode of The Simpsons,
Oh, we had another fun game on the back porch too. It was
who would you punch in the face?
Wait, no, it was like who would you punch out and who would you make out with?
Oh, yeah.
So I think my initial answers were Charlie Theron and Marjorie Taylor Greene, but I may be changing my answers. I don't know. What was your
Mine's
answers?
too political. I think.
Oh, mine weren't political. I don't care. All right. Thank you to everyone who came down this week, whether it was to hang with us the whole time for the whole weekend or for our party that we had on Friday. It was just basically the Wednesday party that we have in the campgrounds, but at our house. So if you didn't make it, we look forward to seeing you next summer. And boy, we're going to be getting closer before you know it. Before you know it, it's going to be, we're already in the midst of rumor season if you've been checking that thread that Reemert and Andrew were putting on.
And if you did make it, y'all know where we keep the key.
Yeah. That scares me just a little, like 5%, yes. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Next week is going to be weird because I'm going to be traveling for work, but me and Sharla are already plotting a remote episode. Sharla is in charge of the content next week. I'm just going to be calling in. Are we still on for that? Oh, that's not news to you. We just literally talked about that. I got assurances from Brad and Corey while we were at South Star that they will be on a future episode. We're shooting for the later half of October. And I am already starting to make plans for our annual Christmas party episode. So longtime listeners will know that we have one that's just a Christmas party. We have no particular content other than like a game or two, and we get a lot of Bonnaroo voices that you know and love on here. So that's going to be coming here in a couple of months too. And before you know it, it's going to be lineup season. So the lineup will drop in early January, and we're going to have some totem events coming for you soon afterwards. So a lot of stuff is going to be coming very soon. It's been a couple of months since we've been at Roo.
And we have an awesome totem surprise for you guys that's coming up.
Oh,
that's
yeah, we do.
That's going to be in the Nashville area.
Yeah, we do.
So if you live within the Nashville area, get ready.
Yeah, get stoked. I will tell you it's going to be in January. We know that. More details come soon.
Yeah.
To come soon, because we're still confirming a few things.
Get your best fits ready. That's all I'm gonna
All
say.
right.
Is get your fits ready.
Well, y'all, it's been an amazing week. It's been an amazing summer. This kind of was the end of the summer for us with South Star, having all of our buddies over. Just get ready. We're going to try to top it next year in 25. Sound good to you, babe?
Sounds good.
All right. Y'all, get out there and radiate positivity. We'll see you next week.
Bye.